Shalom, Kol Haloyamla Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Racha Kodash, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Brakatah Racha Kodash, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim Wa Akwa. Shalom. So-called Black, Spanish, Native American Indians, or the lost 12 tribes of Israel, pursuant to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verses 40 through 46. I just wanted to make a quick video, seeing this title here in this article on naturalnews.com. I'll put the link in the description so that you can, go ahead and read the whole article for yourself if you like. Just want to go ahead and go into the title here. It says America plunging into third world status as police run out of fuel and say they won't respond to 911 calls because of gas prices. So they say America is plunging into third world status. So plunging is a pretty rapid, sharp decline. So, that's part of that. As the Most High said, He will shorten the days for the elect's sake. That shortening, along with that shortening comes the rapid, very swift decline of Babylon the Great, so-called America. And we'll go to start over here in Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. That's so-called white man, so-called Edomites over here in America, Babylon the Great, because the word Babylon, the root word is Babel, and Babel means confusion, the city of confusion. And these are the cities of confusion here in the Babylon the Great. Sit on the ground. So that sitting in the dust meaning come down from your throne and sit down on the you come into a very low estate. And that's them plunging right now. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. They're sitting over many waters, but no more. Coming here soon. O daughter of the Chaldeans. And that's, as I've gone in other videos, the Chaldeans are the wise witchcraft sorcerers of on the left-hand side of the so-called white race, leading with the Jewish people. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, because everyone came over here, for all the nations wandered after the beast, wanted to come to America for the what the American dream, which is actually the American nightmare. So just want to start out with that. America is now rapidly, before your very eyes, turning into a third world country. The police are saying they won't respond to any more 911 calls because of the gas prices. Now, I've prophesied before, and other brothers in the truth that's sincere and genuine, they said, that 911 is going to be a day when 911 is going to go out of service. And it looks like that day is rapidly approaching now. And so what's going to happen is just that's part of the lane, part of the vehicle that's going to accelerate, it's going to explode into the breakdown of society, where no one can call for the police, because a lot of people don't commit crimes and don't do anything based off of the fear of the police coming and arresting them. So when the cops are no longer around, what's going to happen? Pandemonium, like the movie Mad Max, and the movies, the Book of Eli, I Am Legend, all of these apocalyptic movies. It's going to be every man for himself. If you don't have the protection from the Lord, you're going to be destroyed in that day, right? And then, of course, even for men, it's going to be troublesome. But the people that's going to be hurt the worst are the women, because as the white man falls, so-called white man falls, then the woman is too, because we know what the white man has propped up. The woman here in Babylon the Great, the white man has put the woman over a man, and she can be whatever monster she wants to him. And now that she's about to be in for a rude awakening, as her favorite phone number when things go bad, 911, is out of service. These men that she's been despitefully using are about to turn up on her and do some, it's going to be a lot of judgment going out on these proud, lifted up women. So we'll go to Second Esdras, chapter 15, and verse 5. Behold, saith the Most High Power Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we seeing the famine coming. It's already here, but it's going to intensify over the next few months, because they said recently they said they have only 10 months worth of supply of wheat on hand. So that's 2.5 months. So by around mid-August, by mid-August into September, going into autumn and winter, food is going to really run out. Famine, death, and destruction. The death is coming up with those jabs where you have to roll up your sleeve, and other ways and other diseases the Most High is bringing, pestilences and plagues, and the judgments are not. The Most High is releasing all of the judgments now, and it's going to only intensify. And the destruction of this this wicked satanic bubble over here in the Western Hemisphere called America. The sword, that's going to end. That's going to come too, with the military state, and also the United Nations is going to bring in their government, their military, and it's just going to be all a military state and straight up pandemonium. So everyone will be affected, but especially the woman, because her fall is going to be the worst, because she, like I've said, the woman is propped up over the man here. She's praised. She's a goddess. The white man is the weakest man on earth, and he's made her a goddess, that queen of heaven spirit that he's bred and he's pumped into her, and she's lifted up and proud. You see these women today, they're so proud. They're walking around half naked, more than half naked, head up high, stiff necks, proud and arrogant, and these women are going to get or in for a rude awakening. So we'll go, and that's a prophecy fulfilled of the woman being over the man. So we'll go to Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Backsliding meaning, going into sin. For the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, meaning a woman is going to overtake and be lifted up over the man. And in these days, in Babylon the Great, it's a feminist society. And I've said, one of the worst things, top 3 to 5 worst things, if not top 2, is a feminist supremacist with the toxic femininity, because the woman is a tag team partner with the serpent, ruling over the man, chiefly the Israelite man that he's destroyed mightily with his woman, putting his woman over him and allowing her to be whatever monster she wants to be. Because we know that a woman can talk to a man however she wants, take his seed, which is his children, put him on child support, be a monster to him, and if a man checks her, then he's wrong. It's pure foolishness and madness, retardation, right? But we know, how come you don't see a woman so big, bad, and tough? How come she doesn't do that and talk crazy to another man? Talk to another woman like that, because she's liable to get her hair ripped out of her head. These women don't do that. You don't ever see women going crazy the way you see on videos and social media, women going berating and going crazy on men, right? You don't see that same energy a woman has towards another woman, because she knows that she's propped up and she can be whatever monster she wants, and you can't touch her. But now that's about to change, because all the men that the woman has been destroying, a lot of them gonna find this. They're gonna look at this as their opportunity in time. Mainly, that's the 2/3 and wicked men that's going to be coming up and destroying women. So they flaunt their bodies and everything, and men are taking mental notes. And when society breaks down, guess who's knocking on that woman's door, or kicking that woman's door in? So it's going to be dangerous times for everybody, but mainly the women. Well, even more the women. The wicked women, the sincere women are going to be protected. Put that out there, get that straight. sincere women of the Most High that are sincerely and have been doing the right things and fearing the Most High and respecting men, they won't be destroyed like that. But the wicked women are going to be in for a rude awakening. So from there we'll go to Isaiah 3:32. And verse 9 through 12. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Here in America, they're in their bed, comfortable here, relaxed and propped up over the man, and proud. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Vintage goes into like wine and things that we know women love to drink, right? And women is all about comforts and delights and pleasant things. And so all that's going to change once the cops stop showing up. They just said the cops said they're not going to answer any more calls because of gas prices. We know this is all orchestrated, but to bring in a military state. But that's part of what's going to put these women at danger that are at ease, because they won't be protected anymore. They're going to be the main ones that's going to be suffering. Men are going to be, coming up against them. So verse 11, tremble, ye women that are at ease. So not, they're going to be troubled and they're going to be trembling because of it's going to be danger on every side for these wicked women. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. And what's that? That's wine. They love to sip and drink and be careless and be loose, gadding abroad, being whores and being proud about it. Upon the land of my people shall come. Okay, well, that's going into at that time in the land of Israel, but this is a prophecy as well. And it very well applies to right now what's about to occur, because these women are at great ease in Babylon the Great. The government takes care of everything their needs: Section 8, child support, welfare, all of the food stamps, all of these things. The government wants to be the man for the woman, and chiefly the Israelite woman, and all she got to do is kick out the man and be a monster to him, and she'll be taken care of. And it's the culture. It's a culture created that's under Satan, not the Most High. So get a couple more precepts and we'll close out. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Yeah, so children are their oppressors because, a lot of these men that are married to these monstrous women, they fear they're ruled over by the woman and the children. They scared to say anything to their children because the woman will be on his head. So the children are oppressing them. And as I tell mama, and then the man, the weak men, this society has bred weak, effeminate beta males and masculine alpha females, So the children know this and know this dynamic, and they know as soon as if the man gets out of line, quote unquote, then all they gotta do is just say the magic word or go tell mom, run to mom, and mom gonna oppress him and rule over him and be very evil and hateful towards him. But that's about to change, and these men are tired and fed up, and they're gonna do something once the cops are no longer showing up. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and we know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and this is Babylon the Great. We just went into the word Babylon. Babel means confusion, the city of confusion, and we know white supremacy is all throughout the earth, and that influence and confusion is spread everywhere, in many places. And the fire shall be oft sent out again. That goes into at the end of it's going to be those thermonuclear missiles, the fire. And the wild beasts shall change their places. And how do the wild beasts change their places? They don't go and get on a boat and go travel. It's because the great poacher, the great hunter, Esau Edom, the white man, go in these different nations, and like in Africa, and they go hunt down these animals, tranquilize them, and transport them to America and throughout the earth. Because there are certain animals that are specific to certain areas of the earth. Like certain animals in Africa are not over here in America, but they're all over the place now because Esau has put them in zoos all throughout the earth. And that's how the animals change places. And the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And that's that the children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And that's the men, because it's not supposed to be that way. The man is the strong vessel, and the woman is the weaker vessel. And these women are about to be destroyed in these days, more so than anybody, because they're going to have the strongest fall. Micah 7:10. Those are that are the wicked women, and there's a lot of them out there. Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy, because in this society, the byproduct of the white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, putting the woman over the man, he has made her become the greatest enemy of men, and chiefly the Israelite man. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, thy power? Because they say a lot of pompous, arrogant, proud things against a man. Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Mire goes into manure. So she's going to be destroyed in these days. She's going to be trodden down. That's been the enemy to the men. With this feminist supremacist mindset and arrogance and proud of the white man, Esau Edom. Isaiah 13:16-19. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Like I was saying, it's going to be a lot of men in the households that's going to get destroyed, and then the wives going to get ravished as well. These are wicked women, and they're going to get destroyed because a lot of these women, like we were just reading the precepts, the women are ruling over the men, being the monsters toward them. And then that's going to be judgment of the Lord, where it's going to put the spirits on different men, kick in certain doors, destroy the man, the children, and then rape the women, and do all manner of evil toward them for their evil ways. Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. And the Medes is over there in the Russian, where the Russians live at right now. That landmass that the Russians are in, that's the ancient land of the Medes. So the modern day Medes are the Russians. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Against who? Babylon the Great, America, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it, because that's when they attacking Ukraine and everything. They're not worried about the sanctions. They're not regarding the money. They're not trying to, because they would not, if they cared about the money and the sanctions, that the money that will affect from the sanctions, they wouldn't attack Ukraine. But they said to hell with that. They've separated from America and the EU and all of that, and they forged a business economic contract and relationship with China, because Russia is the greatest landmass on the earth, and the military might they have. They combined it by forming an alliance with China. China has the most dense economic wealth, so everything's made in China. So combined with the landmass and the military might of Russia, the fighting of Russia and abilities of Russia, and the economic power of China. China is actually the quietest kept, is that China is actually now the new number one economic power in the earth. So you combine those two together, and then it's going to Russia don't have any kind of issues and Russia doesn't have any kind of needs and necessity to have a monetary financial relationship with America and NATO and the UN, and that's why they don't regard the silver of Babylon the Great anymore, because China is now on top, and China has loaned Russia money and also have a contract where they're buying a bunch of billions of dollars a contract worth billions of dollars over the next 30 years, I believe. You can look it up. And they are in bed together heavily right now, moving forward for the foreseeable future because they want to take down America. So verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, that's the children. Their eye shall not spare children. And those bows is a code word for the thermonuclear missiles. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Babylon the Great, America, is the glory of kingdoms because it's a melting pot of all the ancient, wicked, evil, satanic kingdoms led by Babylon that began with Nimrod and the Tower of Babel, and then Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, homosexuality, all of that. That's the house, the glory of kingdoms here in America. And Babylon, verse 19 again. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know that this is a new Babylon. This isn't the old Babylon because the landmass of the ancient Babylon is where is Iraq today. So the Iraqis, they're the modern day. They're living in the land of modern day Babylon. They're inhabiting that area. And we know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Most High overthrew it with fire and brimstone, and no one's ever inhabited Sodom and Gomorrah. So we know that if Babylon, which is Iraq, is still thriving today, then we know that this is a different Babylon, a modern Babylon, which is America the Great, Babylon the Great. Verse 20, it shall never be inhabited. We know Babylon, Iraq today is inhabited, so it's not talking about that. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So we know that it's thriving over there in Iraq today, which is modern Babylon, the landmass of modern Babylon. So this is talking about the so-called white man. So, 911 is going. This is the first beginning phases of the complete breakdown of society. And once 911 officially go out of order, then all pandemonium and anarchy is going to become like the Book of Eli, the movie, and I Am Legend, and all these apocalyptic movies. The only women, men and women and children that will be protected are the elect of the Most High power. So repent, keep the commandments, and faith of Yahushua, and you will be protected. So with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. The water to the Baruch HaKodash through Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. To the next video I say, Shalom.